absolute blockbuster of a match if both play well at the same time. And fingers crossed they do. Robert Lindstedt alongside me, Robbie Koenig. Very much looking forward to this one. Let's get it on.
Before we get too serious into the match, if you do have problems seeing who's who because of the dress code here, Fokina, as usual, plays with 2 different colored socks. It's going to be one of the challenges for Fokina, dealing with the serve of Mensik. Mensik, in the 2 matches he's played, Rob, he saved 18 of the 20 break points that he's faced. He's played some pretty strong opposition. He's beaten Jerry Shang. Excuse me, Nicholas Besilashvili and Casper Ruud in the last round. Casper struggled to make any inroads on this guy's serve, so that's going to be a very interesting battle within the overall war. No, but that's a phenomenal stat to have, and if you want to go deep in tournaments, you have to obviously defend your second serve, but your serve in general, and then when you have the break points down, if you have the clarity and freedom to play your tennis and not get too caught up in the moment, then you can actually go deep in these tournaments.
I love the way as well, he doesn't overcomplicate the serve. Mensik steps up to the line, 1-2, boom. And I think it's often something we see with the great servers. I think of Taylor Fritz, Pete Sampras, Richard Krajicek, Goran Ivanisevic, even the guys today. Jannik, 2 bounces, boom.
The less you think, the better.
Yep. First service game of the Spaniard. Commentator mentioned the socks. There they are, 2 different colored socks.
You always have them. Always has them.
Yeah, that's a tradition that goes back to Monte Carlo 2022 when he arrived there with short of a couple of socks, and he was on a 3 or 4 match losing streak, I believe, Rob. And of course that year in 2022 he made the finals with different colored socks, and he thought, well, tell you what, if I make the finals of a Masters 1000 with missed match socks, I'm keeping that tradition alive.
Surely it's the only reason he reached the finals. But speaking of serving, Rob, like I coached Dennis Kudla for a few years, and he played Davidovich Fokina in Wimbledon, and I was very surprised how slice heavy his serve is, and very predictable actually. Obviously on grass you want to serve slice a lot, but I'm curious to see if that's going to be the case here also.
Love 40.
Already a sluggish start for the Spaniard, which means 3 break points for the man from Czechia. It's a pretty swift forehand.
This is the play he's looking for. He wants to set his forehand up after a serve and then just take care of business.
I can tell you that Alejandro didn't lose serve in the third, fourth, or fifth set against Felix when he came back from 2 sets to love down against him. They'll have to keep that trend going right here, right now.
Great tennis. Great tennis. I'm watching Mensik a little bit more here, and it's just nice to see he's, like you talked about, he's just very calm in his tennis, in his demeanor. He doesn't look like he's overhitting at all. Just looks like he belongs at 19 years old.
Yeah, 3 saved already. Job's still not done yet, though.
And Davidovich Fokina.
One of the features of both of their wins in the previous round was how much they came in. They're very comfortable finishing in the forecourt. No problem there for either of them.
Cain, Davidovich Fokina.
And I think we'd both agree that would, for me, would almost go down as a net point 1 for Davidovich Fokina.
No, absolutely.
One game all.
If you just come into the net, I mean, it is a net point 1. Just because you're not hitting a volley doesn't mean you're not in position, right? So the whole play is to get your opponent to take the eye off the ball.
Yeah, it's a popular match, this one. The word is out about these young guys. And the fans are making their way in.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Seats quickly, please.
Got to get used to playing whilst the fans are coming in. It's the new policy. So I'm a big fan of it.
I would have struggled, as you know.
You would have got used to it.
Thank you.
Fergus Murphy, the champ.
Love 50. All.
full dimensions of the court there. How was that shot for length and width? Yep, it was a close call.
I still had space to play with.
Don't know about that. That makes me nervous, Rob, especially in the wind.
On.
It's like you talked about the serve before. It's such an easy, smooth motion, and it's 205, 208 without any effort.
Yeah, Mensik.
That's how we like it. Nice and simple. Jakub has had 2 service games. He's had 2 holes. It's 2-1. Actually, the players love the slightly older white towels because
the tournament towels are brand new. So it's like wiping with a plastic bag. Nothing comes off. You have to wash them a few times, so they get a little bit rough, and that's why they usually ask for white towels. Unless you're just simply superstitious and wear 2 colored socks.
Exactly. This is what we call our fly cam as we come across the grounds. What you see there where those blue umbrellas are is garden court area. They've increased a lot of shaded area by about 50%. So always so important to make it fan friendly. You want the experience at these major events to be the best possible one. And they are 4 of the biggest annual sporting events. They generate a huge amount of revenue for the respective tennis federations. And Craig Tiley makes it his mission to change about 50% of the stuff in and around the grounds every year. So you feel like you're getting a slightly different fan experience for those who are regular visitors, as well as evolving as an event. Because it does get pretty hot here, you want a lot of shade. And, this Kia Arena is a good example as well. There's plenty of overhang. Certainly from a slightly tougher end there is Davidovich Fokina. Just looking at the guys' shirts, I think, I don't know about you, Rob, but I think it's a bit of wind from the back of Mensik. So I want to say that Davidovich Fokina is serving slightly into the wind. I know it is swirling.
I'm going to take your word for that one. Like we talked about before, when it is swirling wind, there's gonna be some unforced errors and uncharacteristic misses, and you just have to reset and accept it and hope your opponent is struggling as much as you are.
Davidovich Fokina warmed up by playing in Hong Kong, lost there. First round, Adelaide won a match, lost to Sebi Korda. He's had 2 good wins here, beating Jerry Shang and Felix Auger-Aliassime. Jerry retired after a set and a bit, so that helped him out.
30 all.
That's always something I ask when I see someone play the 5-setter, because just on paper it just looks like 5 sets, right? But everything is, how do you pull up the next day? How's your recovery? How are you feeling? Because every 5-setter is brutal. So it will be interesting to see the longer this match goes where Davidovich Fokina is.
$30, 40.
I think in the white hat there is David Sanchez. Was a good player himself. Got to about 40 in the world. David, he's the coach of Alejandro. He had a fair few break points in the previous service game of Davidovich Fokina. Couldn't capitalise, but didn't let it worry him. He's right back at it. He's done a couple of matches now with some of these young bucks. Rob Faria impressed me a little earlier. Did learn a Cain. Brilliant concentration. We've seen João Fonseca. Oh.
Everything counts.
15 low.
Yeah, I was extremely impressed with Cain yesterday. I thought he was going to start overplaying a little bit, because that's what Medvedev does to you. But just stayed within himself and went toe-to-toe.
It's a pretty impressive class of 2024 for the next gen. Arthur Feast, let's not forget him, he's pretty darn good. Alex Mikkelsen, Jakub, Jerry Shang, Lerner Cain, Nishesh, Bessevareddy, who played so well against Novak. Spreading the court so intelligently. If you're born in Czechia, you grow up automatically having a good backhand. It's just how great can you make it.
Yeah, Mensik.
And that's the way to cement the break. A love hold.
Mensik leads
4-1 in no time.
4-1.
I've seen many Czech players with poor backhands, Rob, in all the years that we've both been playing the game. Nothing comes to the top of my head.
No, I just wanted to jump in on that too. We kind of had the jokes between us, Sweden and Czechia. Like every Swede always had a good backhand also. And the only thing I could see why that is, it has to be because a lot of our season is indoors, and we used to have very fast surfaces. Yeah, so the backhand just becomes much more stable and smooth, whereas the forehand can look fairly dodgy at times. But now obviously courts indoors are also a little bit slower, but the only thing I see, it has to be that we play a lot indoors and the ball doesn't really bounce up as much, so you just hit a clean ball from that side.
The G, as it's called, just in the background. It's probably driver 3-iron for me. Co-commentator would get there with the 3-wood, I reckon. And an iconic sporting precinct alongside another one right here at Melbourne Park. Logistically, as a city, it just works so well for sport. Of course, a multi-purpose venue, this, where some big concerts. I think Coldplay were here just a couple of weeks ago. I saw our good friend Paul Calderi posting some videos. Must have been the Rod Laver Arena, of course.
15 long.
$5,000 here when it's packed, and we're almost there now. That's what I love about all the stadiums. There, it's great seating.
There's many of them. We've got 1573. We've got Margaret Court Arena, which has got 7,500. We've got some aerial activity right above Davidovich Fokina, and he's coming down for maybe another look.
Oh, he's missed it. Only just. They both can't believe it.
40 low.
Here we see what a great mover Davidovich Fokina is. To even get to this one, I thought it was over. And the slide, split almost. That is not easy to do, and I don't recommend you go home and try that.
Thanks for coming.
Game, Davidovich Fokina.
And Alejandro came in a fair
Mensik
bit.
leads 4 games to 2.
His win against Felix, 46 times he was at the net against the Canadians. So both these guys with some good all-court skills. We've already seen it in living color early doors here. Yeah, just a reminder, every game, says Fergus Murphy, the fans will be allowed in.
I'm surprised that they're a little bit surprised about that. I figured they've been informed about it already. To get the information while you're on court, that is not the way to do it. Or they just don't listen.
I think I know which one's the answer there. I'm often
15 love.
surprised how players are not on top of even basic rules that have been around the sport for years.
Well, I agree. But players can be fairly self-centered, me included.
I guess it's an individual sport, isn't it? You're going to be
30 love.
prioritize your time. It's all about yourself and how you can best prepare for the next match, the next practice, the next day.
Returns like that you can afford to miss when you're down a break. When you get a second serve from a big server, have to get it into play.
Mensik.
This is so impressive.
Mensik leads 5 games.
He's raced to a 5-2 lead.
We're talking about all the stadiums and how well they are improving the tournament every year. It's not just for the crowd, it's for the players as well. There's so much new things every year you come back, but I think one of the big reasons also why players love coming here, apart from Australia being an amazing country, is just they love sports here. They always come out. So many people watch tennis from Brisbane to Adelaide. Every single tournament here is almost always sold out. And players appreciate that.
Time. 15 love.
Just going a little bit for too much on that one. Doesn't have to be that hard. When you have the guy on the run, you would prefer to hit a volley like that to cross the singles line, to just get it out of his reach. That's a phenomenal return.
15-30.
To get that cross court from there on the full stretch, that's talent, Robbie.
I mean, they're so dynamic in their movement, balance. Speaking of which, a couple of big Czech supporters there, but David and Tommy, they're in town. Two of Coleroy's finest tennis coaches made the trip up from Sydney to come and watch their fellow countrymen in action. You mentioned how strong the Czech challenge is at the moment. You've got Jakub, you've got Mahach, you've got Yuri Lehečka.
Whereas Lehečka is the one that I think is going to shine the most. I see him as a potential top 10.
Nice, like it.
Cain, Davidovich Fokina.
Just that one hiccup on his service game. That's what's differentiating these two at the moment. It was a second service game of the match. This is where Mensik was so impressive in the previous round against Casper Ruud, serving out sets, serving out the match. Just did not blink when he was stepping up to the line. Let's see how this goes against the Spaniard.
That's the start you want as a returner when you're returning to stay in the set.
Love 15.
Get that first point. Everybody always talks about the first point, but in the bigger the game, the more important it is.
There's about a 26% shift.
15 on.
If you win the first point versus losing the first point in holding serve. And that's an average, of course. So obviously if you're a better server, one of the top 5 servers in the tournament, those numbers are fractionally more in your favor. You're not as good. It just shows you the importance of that first point when trying to serve out a game.
Still affects everybody, no matter what your serve is.
Exactly.
That's a backhand and a half. There's just no hesitation, Robert.
30-15.
Such good clarity of thought.
your
40-30.
set point.
First set, Mensik.
How's that for some all-court tennis? Just the one break to serve. That's the difference between the two in set number 1. It's Mensik 6-3. Well, marks out of 10. I like the decimals, so don't be scared to put in a decimal point. It. I mean, how can that be worth 1 point? How is that possible? Who thought of the scoring system in this game?
Yeah, let's change this. To do that full stretch, I mean, the strength in every muscle and joint in your body is just... this is why I never played singles, amongst other reasons.
All. $30-15. Foul shot. All.
It's pretty obvious, Robbie, but like Davidovich Fokina really wants to get out in front in this set, and he does not want to go down a break early.
It's a clever smash. Choose a big target. Pump it down the middle. It's kind of how I like my penalties when I was a kid playing football. I was too scared to go one side or the other. Just go boom, straight down the middle.
So the goalie catch it?
Yeah.
I think that was a little bit too close for comfort, that overhead, but I agree with you. Often players pick one side.
Did you catch any of that?
No, not really.
Left shoulder, we're told. So sounds like some tablets for pain, folks.
This is what 5 sets can do for you. They're always played in Grand Slams. There's quite a few of them, but if you have even just one of them, it can really ruin your tournament.
15 loud.
Just having a look, Rob, at the respective serve ratings, and of course we keep stats across everything. serve rating encompasses your first serve percentage, your first serve points won, second serve points won, the break points that you save, your aces, your double faults. So it's varied and in-depth. And we keep it across all surfaces. And 2024, Mensik ranked number 49 in his serve rating. Davidovich Fokina 46, so the Spaniard slightly ahead, but then I broke it down to just hard court. And a big uptick for Mensik. He went from number 49 to number 33 when you narrow it down just to the surface. And Davidovich Fokina stays almost the same. He goes from 46 to 43, so you can see how well suited his game is to this particular surface.
But I think it's more fair to do that as well, because you do serve slightly different on every surface. On grass, you add a little bit more slice, and on clay, there's a little bit more kick involved.
Yeah, Mensik.
And another quick hold for Jakub.
1 game all.
One of those guys born in Prostějov. What a hotbed of talent that is for tennis in Czechia. And I don't know if you've been there, but there's not a lot going on there. And there's a couple of indoor tennis courts, and if you don't play tennis, there's not a whole lot to do. So I think it's one of the reasons why they produce so many good tennis players.
It's a pretty big challenger there too, isn't there?
That's right.
Yeah.
Wait, please. Thanks, ball girl. Thank you. Every ball. Love 15.
I love the Czech players. Get along really well with them, certainly the ones of my era. And the tennis culture in that country is so strong, both on the men's and women's side. Why do you think that's the case, right?
Yeah, I've wondered that myself the last 10 years or so, where I compare it to Sweden, where Czechia I feel like they just keep producing players, whereas, you know, back home in Sweden, we don't anymore. And I just wonder what it is. If the sport simply is one of the most popular sports in the country, then you're going to get the kids, you're going to get the talents, and then they're going to become good. I do believe that if you're athletic as a child, or you really love sport, you're gonna make it in whatever sport you actually choose, if you're willing to work hard and whatnot. I don't think you're like grow up to be a tennis player or a hockey player or a soccer player. I think it has a lot to do with you. And then if tennis is the popular sport, then you get more kids, and the more kids you get, the more likely you are to have players.
I like that analysis.
15-40.
I see it in my own country, you know. Rugby's huge. The culture of it is massive in schools, Rob, clubs. That's why we're so good at it. Same with cricket. In Czechia, it's tennis, it's ice hockey.
You're good at rugby, South Africa?
Not too bad, not too bad. Someone once said.
Sweden's not. That's gotta hurt. You make two incredible saves and then miss the easiest volley of the match.
And of course, if Davidovich Fokina was just hitting a regular pass here, it would have made no difference. This would have been an easy put away, right? But suddenly there's extra pressure.
It does. The tweener does add extra pressure, but it's just, you gotta follow through on that. I felt he just froze up a little bit, didn't really finish the volley.
Put an asterisk alongside that point. Get out of here.
Advantage, Davidovich Fokina.
Well, he is trying to ram home the fact that it's an important hold. It's 2-1. Second set, Fizio's out.
Which gives Jakub Mensik even more time to think of the missed opportunity. But he really needs to just reset and forget about it and go about his business.
Buried in his calves up. Davidovich Fokina, he is a strong boy. It's one of those guys as Rob Lindstedt was alluding to at the start of this match. He has just got like nuclear athleticism. There's a couple of them on tour who are so quick, it's a joke. Alex de Minaur, Carlos Alcaraz, this guy, Gael Monfils. I would like to see a short sprint race, you know, baseline to service line and back, and maybe to the net and back. And I reckon we get someone to sponsor at 50 grand. And you do it like you do at the surf life-saving clubs. If you lose, you're out, then it's down to 3. Then it's down to 2. I'd love to see that.
So much power on that, I think. Like it looks like a bad miss from Davidovich Fokina, but I just think it's just so much power on it.
Wait, please. Wait, please.
I have to give you credit for the watermelon joke. That was actually quite funny.
Every now and then a blind squirrel finds a nut. Always try and find one good joke that I can bring to the summer series, share it with my co-commentators.
And they use it every match.
You got to keep a good morale there in the green room. Laughter's the best medicine, they say. Of course, part of the next generation of players, and everybody wants to catch a glimpse. You can see the queues at some of the entrances. 15, 20 people long. Come in, find a quick seat. If you've got a good seat, you don't want to give it up. And of course, if you're a regular visitor and maybe you've been caught out when you're sitting in the sun for too long of a period, you start to know which sides are good during the day and which sides are better perhaps during the evening. So you want a bit of shade. Or if you want to work on the suntan on the guns, you want to be on the side opposite the umpire's chair.
This is not the place to work on your suntan. It'll get you too quick.
Okay.
Being a coach, you notice that even more than playing.
15 love.
Tennis. Great net coverage as well. Smart of Davidovich Fokina to cover the line when Mensik is on the stretch. Very difficult to go across, so to handle this volley here this well is great stuff. Robbie Koenig stuff.
Smooth. Delivering some meaningful serves, using the wind effectively. It's good stuff. We're on serve in the second, first set to Mensik.
Fokina's got a very high net points won percentage. He's at 83%, 10 out of 12. So that is obviously a tactic that he should continue using, maybe even more.
Time.
Rob, did you have a preference of playing either with the wind or against the wind, whether it's serving or returning?
Depends who I would be playing with, right? When you play doubles, so I would always say like who's the least uncomfortable,
okay,
and then go with that. I was more worried about the sun than I was the wind.
Okay. And your strategy for either serving with or into the wind?
Yeah, so if serving into the wind, then I would just use more power, right? Trying to serve through it. But if I had the wind in my back, then I would throw in way more kick serves and just using the wind to get that ball to bounce up.
And if you had to hold serve for your life, would you rather be wanting to serve into or with? best passing shots, if you get it right, or down the line. Most direct way past your opponent.
To go back to your question, Robbie, that, I mean, it has to be with wind in your back, right?
Even you got a second serve there at 30 all.
Yeah, my kick serve was pretty decent. I felt more confident with my second serve with the wind in my back than my first.
Good answer. Oh, how has he found an angle there? What's that about?
That's actually not possible.
40-30.
Guys saying, did you see that angle there? There's no ways.
Talk about opening the court.
And then some.
And Mensik.
That tee serve on the ad has been pretty effective so far.
3 games off.
That is clearly a tactic that they're using.
Yeah, we've been speaking about the wind, and it can swirl a little bit in this arena with the big overhang, but you can see a bit of breeze out there. The bigger trees moving quite violently. And find yourself a nice shady spot. You can watch it on so many big screens around the grounds. You can see most of the flags blowing quite stiffly. This is where we are, Kia Arena.
Left. First serve.
If you're joining us for the first time today, a warm welcome from myself, Robbie Koenig, and Robert Lindstedt. Of course, Rob, the 2014 men's doubles champion here. It's got a nice ring to it.
We should use it more often, I think.
Does the trophy take pride of place in your home, Rob?
Love 15.
I probably shouldn't mention this. It's in my apartment in Stockholm, but since I now live in Miami, I'm not there so often. So when I come back, it's actually quite dark now.
Okay.
It's I guess oxidized. Is that what where it is? But it is my pride and joy.
Now there's a guy who knows his way around the net, because a lot of other players hit that first volley where.
15 off.
Yeah, they try to hit a winner with it, like he's using it as a setup. So to go behind the player here is very smart. Very smart.
You can see Jakub already looking for the cross-court volley, couldn't you?
Absolutely.
There's a guy from Sweden who could hit that volley pretty well. I think he won the tournament here a fair few times.
That would not be me then.
No.
That would be Jonas. Is that who?
Nope.
Stefan.
Yes!
There's some great wheels on Jakub Mensik as well.
Great creativity from the big guy. Break points in this set for Mensik. He's already had 3, and ADF has saved all 3.
Is that what the kids call him? ADF?
Yeah, mix it up. Keep it fresh. Good depth. Good depth. Mensik just not getting his legs low enough to get under that backhand. And the skill to time the ball that well is just off the charts. A 5th break point in this set for Mensik. Once again, very proactive from the back of the court, hoping that Mensik would make an error. And coach on the right there in the white hat, Davide Sanchez, knows these are important times. Set in a break, the way in which Mensik is serving, they're in a pretty deep hole.
Davidovich Fokina.
One hour. This match has been ongoing now.
As he was saying, Davidovich Fokina is not holding back on the big points, not playing passive, but I mean that's also due to the scouting that's been done. He knows if he is too short or if he doesn't go for his shots, Mensik is gonna step up and just clobber him, so he has to play offensive, I would say.
Oh, just got the brakes on in time.
And Davidovich Fokina.
Fresh treads on there. Good hold, strong hold. Love the resistance from Davidovich Fokina. He keeps his nose out in front here in the second. It's 4-3.
Looking at the stats here, Robbie, we can see that Davidovich Fokina has gotten his first serve percentage up to 71%, whereas Mensik has dropped down to 68, so they're close, obviously in percentage, but from where they were after the first set. Davidovich Fokina is taking the lead there.
15 love.
He still hasn't had a look at a break point on Mensik's serve.
Thanks to serves like that.
Yep. That one burned the line. That one seared it. 209 kilometers an hour. It's got to be one of the quicker ones. What's the fastest at
That
there?
was the fastest one.
Yeah, I felt
Huh?
it. I felt it.
It's almost, you know what you're talking about.
Oh man, if only. Don't let the cat out the bag, please. Just shows you how good that serve is. 28 out of 30 he has won when he's landed that first deal.
4 games off.
And there's nothing more annoying than when you play against somebody who's holding serve quickly. That's an A grade. I always felt like I was serving the whole time when I was playing a good server myself. It's like, oh, okay, another 60-second hold. Here we go, ground out a service game.
Yeah, you don't get any time to breathe.
Yeah.
It's just, and you feel like tennis is only being played on your serve, not their serve.
Yes, exactly. I know the feeling well. I just love the way he moves through that ball on contact. So strong in his base and the core. For me, that's been the biggest advent in the athleticism of tennis players. Yes, they're moving quicker, but the strength around the core. I think certainly when I was playing, the taller guys didn't have that stability. The core wasn't as big of a deal as it is now.
And I played for a fairly long time, and I mean, when I started out, it was bench press and dips and chins. That was what's happening in the gym. But if you go now, everything is so specific. And yes, tennis has really moved on fast. A lot of people talk about material, but that really hasn't changed that much. It's just the training and the movement and the strength that has really made this game so much faster than it used to be.
Oh, thank you very much. I'll take it.
Lines and frames count too.
15-30.
There's no comments column here. You can see he's giving us some body English with his feet, hoping it would go out. No, it's landed in.
New balls last game, and they do get a little bit more difficult to control. They're much faster than when you played your 7 and 9 games with them. So if you're just a tad bit late, the end result can become a big miss. 2 more break points. There it is.
Mensik converts on his 6th breakpoint opportunity in this set, and he'll serve to take a 2-sets-to-love lead after the break. Great dynamic balance. I mean, he's a big guy, is Mensik.
Barely seen any negative emotion from him. Goes about his business. 19 years old. It's just not fair, Robbie.
So true, right?
But as I said, I saw him play when he was 16, and you could see it back then. The mentality was just like it is now. So disciplined and everything.
Time.
That is the coach of Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. We barking some instructions to Alejandro. He's not sure where to stand to return the serve.
Left first serve.
6'4". There's the man from Czechia, 1 meter 93 centimeters.
Left first serve.
Great first point. It's just such a good 1-2 punch.
15 love.
This forehand almost even curls away from him. It's like it's side spin on it.
Sent 2 rackets off to get strung, and then requested to go half a kilo tighter on each one. He's just not feeling the control at the moment.
I think you need more than 0.5 for that. That's just too good. But that's what you have to do when you go inside in from that situation. If you don't hit that perfect, you open up the court and it's easily a way to get punished. But as long as you hit it like that, I promise you, you'll be fine.
Again, no hesitation. I love the rhythm that he has kept when serving for 2 sets to love lead here. Couple of bounces, 1, 2, 3, and he's ready to go. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Good night.
Second set.
2 sets to love lead for Jakub Mensik. The 19-year-old is playing some great tennis.
2 sets to love.
It's about 5,000 when it's jammed up. Probably got about 4 of them in here now, 4,000. He's got a good hop on him. Gets back so quickly.
It's got to be the watermelons, no?
Definitely.
50-40.
We start with 2 break points. This is a must-hold for Davidovich Fokina, I would say.
Yeah, no kidding.
Loves the behind the back volley. Go behind your opponent. It's a very, very smart volley to play. Because from here, after this shot, Mensik needs to pick a corner, and you normally pick the open court. So it almost becomes a safer volley. You don't have to stick it that much.
Game, Davidovich Fokina.
It's off a couple of break points.
First game, third set.
Keeps his chances alive. You can see how quickly that shadow is starting to make its way across the court now. We're approaching 5 p.m. local time. Got plenty of daylight. You can see all the trees that they've planted there, as much shaded area as possible. And also just some chill areas if you want to sit down on a beanbag. You've got some covering, you want to enjoy a bit of amber fortification, or the big local drink that has become part of the AO. It's called the Lemon Ace, I think it is. It's got a bit of Grey Goose.
So we're all doing this now.
Oh yeah.
US Open's doing their thing.
Yep.
You got the Pims in Wimbledon, and then at the French, what are we doing then? Champagne? That's it. Classy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Honey Deuce, as it's called in New York.
Nice feel. Great hands.
I like this from Mensik too. I mean, giving him a lot of credit here, but he doesn't give up on a point, doesn't just stand, and he picks a corner.
80% of the easy passing shots go?
Line.
No.
No?
Cross court.
Easy passing.
Like that one.
Is that a stat you have?
It is.
Well, I can't argue with that then. I want to, but I can't.
And even better, to induce that fake line, close the curtain on them. Really helps accentuate that pass cross court and give you a chance to pick it off.
You don't see a lot of singles player do that, but it's obviously play in doubles because you end up protecting the net so much more in doubles. So you have to figure out ways to steal points. And yeah, I would tell my player to do that for sure.
Ready, 50.
What a second serve.
40-15.
That was Thomas Johansson-esque. Just kept curling away in the ad box.
I know that serve all too well. Well, the champion here, of course, was TJ.
You played with him a few times, if I remember correctly.
Oh, what a pleasure, what an honor.
One game off.
For him.
For me.
Had dinner with him last night even. That's the nice thing here. We're quite a few Swedish coaches, but we don't have any players.
Yes. Come on. Right that wrong.
Love 15.
Davidovich Fokina has to do now. He obviously played a 5-setter before, but there's so much tennis to be played if he wants to win, but he has to shut that out. He can't think about it's 3 sets left. You just have to take point by point. Becomes too big of a task if you try to climb that mountain in one step.
Yep. And you can't, right? The scoring system doesn't allow it. So the sooner you understand that as a young player, the better. You can't get bonus points like at the NBA, right? There's no 3-pointers. It's only one at a time.
But you wanted to change that, right?
I'm thinking about it.
Yeah.
Yep.
It just becomes such a mental heavy burden if you start thinking about how much tennis is left to play if you want to win this, which he obviously does.
30-15.
Yeah, I was commentating on a match last night with a lot of long rallies between Medvedev and Lerner Tien. I reckon the moment it goes over 20 or more shots, point is worth double. There you go. Ambitious forehand.
30 on.
He knows it's a high-risk one, so he has to go for a little bit more, because if he doesn't hit it well, then he's on the defense straight away.
That's second serve.
Of course, it's always nice to have a bit of tennis trivia. And we heard Davidovich Fokina say "vamos" there when he won the point. What do the Czech players say? What's the equivalent in Czech when they play a good point and win it? I'll give you till the end of this point.
I wish there was someone else here to answer that.
Yeah.
Oh, we'll keep you waiting. Out of the change of ends. Right now, Davidovich Fokina sits down with a 2-1 lead in the third, but he is down 2 sets to love.
Did play with a few Czech players.
You're going to know it as soon as...
Of course I am. What's the first letter?
P.
Yeah, that doesn't help, believe it or not.
So many fans in here today. It's love. I love the feeling when it's crowded and full, and you've got to hustle your way onto a court. That's how we like it. If you're playing down there, the players all want it. Of course, us as commentators, we love the atmosphere. And when you talk about sporting venues, I'm not sure that there are many more beautiful than this anywhere in the world, and so many in such a concentrated location.
Time.
I have a real affinity towards water, so this is just a double whammy for me.
And right in the city, Robbie.
Yep.
Like, you don't have to sit in a car for 30 minutes, an hour and a half if it's traffic. You literally get here in 15 minutes almost anywhere where you are. It's fair to say it is the Players' Slam now. Obviously, I'm a hardcore Wimbledon fan, but no slam has done more to improve than the Australian Open. Okay, you're showing me the word now, but I've never heard that before or seen.
So the question I asked Rod, so we always hear vamos, what word do
15 love.
the Czech players, men and women, use when they hit a good shot?
How do you pronounce it even?
Podge. You never heard the Czech players. Podge. I mean, what?
Yeah.
I'm giving you a yellow card, Rob.
Just focused on myself, Robbie.
Yeah. That's probably why you were a lot better than most. Coach Sanchez trying to encourage his charge. That is Davidovich Fokina.
Had a few on the baseline now, hasn't he?
30-15.
Tough to do anything on that. You can't really defend.
Mensik coming into the Australian Open. Got a couple of matches under his belt to beat Kukushkin and Lajovic in Brisbane. In Auckland, Karinya Buster and Shelton. That was a good win. Both of them 7-5 in the third. Lost to Nuno Borges in Auckland. 7-6 in the third.
As good as his first serve is Mensik, he does throw in a few soft ones to the ad side. The one before this was 134 kilometers an hour. It's just asking to be hit.
Yeah, Mensik.
Nothing wrong with that.
Slap bang on the line.
2 games all.
Mensik's coach Thomas Josephus will be very happy. He's looking as chilled as his player.
Didn't think that was possible.
I know.
Set his feet a bit too soon there, I would say. Had to reach. Lost control of the swing.
30 love. $30-15. $40-15.
Does it so well, redirecting the pace with great accuracy.
Davidovich Fokina leads 3 games to 2-2.
3-2.
I feel like that's the first easy hold in a while for Davidovich Fokina. But like you're saying, I do feel he loves that play on the deuce side to get the slice serve and then just redirecting the ball to the backhand. It's something, the way he plays, the way he serves is something that pops up all the time. So things you do a lot, you're going to get good at. So that is for sure one of his favorite plays, I would say.
Seems repetition is the mother of skill. It's become a very popular thing to do. I would never have thought of doing that back in our day. Certainly I didn't. Be ready for that first ball after you serve. Ice towels they'll wrap around their necks just to try and keep the core body temperature as low as possible. Some pretty cool water bottles on offer for the players this year. Results already on the men's side. I can tell you that Alexander Zverev has beaten Jake Fernley in straight sets. He is safely through to the 4th round.
15 love.
Tommy Paul the winner of this match will take on Tommy Paul, who was a winner earlier today on John Cain Arena in straights against Roberto Carbalas Baena.
15-all.
6-2 in love. First it was very tight. I was watching that while I was waiting for this match. I guess it freed up after that, I would say, Tommy Paul.
Let first turn.
Slice, Robbie. Doesn't go for too much. Widens the court and forces Davidovich Fokina to try and hit a backhand pass on the stretch.
Old school shot, wasn't it? Even if it was done with modern day equipment. Good stuff. If you're joining us for the first time today, welcome from Robert Lindstedt and myself, Robbie Koenig. What's been fun about this one is the all-court tennis from both, Rob. They're not scared to come in, are they?
No. No, and I, for one, love to see it. I do love when they're trying to shorten points and come at the net, and Davidovich Fokina has done it extremely well. He's 6 for 6, won in this set, and 78% for the match. 18 out of 23 times at the net he's winning points. So if I was him, might even bring out the saber.
Hasn't been able to fashion a break point yet. Oh, how's this guy's wheels? Just put on the afterburners there. He's right up there with some of the quickest on tour. And he tripped.
I don't understand how you slide on hard court. Everybody does it now, but I just know I'd break my leg in 45 different places if I would. Here it is. First break point.
Yeah, and it's taken him an hour and 36 minutes to get his first one. Mensik had plenty. And just like that, it's erased with a 209-kilometer-an-hour beauty. Placed with perfection.
Advantage, Davidovich Fokina.
Too good. It's just so frustrating for Davidovich Fokina. He has to play so much tennis to win his points. And then to just get a racket on it when it really matters, it just adds to the frustration.
Wizardry. This guy's no one-trick pony, Rob.
Advantage, Mensik.
Fokina is frustrated. He feels Mensik is hitting the lines too much. And he's complaining about every single line. Understandable. But it's not going to help him.
So fights off the only 2 break points that he has faced in the match so far.
3 games all.
Yep. I need to take my toe.
Okay.
We can hear the Mensik, I think, called for the physio because he needs to tape his toe. I would say retape. Would make more sense.
Of course, when you're moving so aggressively and sliding, the toe is going to jam into the front of the shoe. Were you a player who wore 2 pairs of socks or not, Rob?
I did. I felt that an easy time to get blisters, and I tried a few things, but then in the end, the 2 socks is what saved me from a little bit of friction. So that and not moving so well helped me, I guess.
Modern day tennis player is a supremely gifted athlete. Certainly if you want to compete at the sharp end of this sport.
Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you, players.
Top 100, top 200 these days.
I would even go so far and say that if you
Your
don't move well in men's
please.
tennis, you are not going to make it. Unless you're, you know, 4 meters tall and serve from a tree. But moving is, I'd say, the biggest factor of success in tennis right now, men's tennis right now. What's he doing?
I thought his shank was going way out. In fact, it was exactly the opposite.
It was way in.
Yeah, all the hack spin just brought it down. Here's his coach, Mensik's. There it is. Something they both do well, and we just saw it there. As soon as they recognize the other guy's in trouble, they're so quick to move forward. They look to take the ball out the air on the next shot. It's something that Carlos Alcaraz does so well.
Continuing what we were talking about, the rugby, like, I love watching that, and that is something I try to teach everybody I help. It's when you come in, it's not looking to see what's happening. You know already when the ball leaves your racket how good or bad your shot is. And if you have open space and you feel your shot's good, then just go, get in. Doesn't seem happy with his toe. Mensik. The physios are going to be probably waiting when he's done for the changeover, but he's not moving as well in this game.
Davidovich Fokina.
Some more good old court tennis from Alejandro. We're on serve in the third.
Fokina leads 4 games, 2-3.
Go on the right to his earnings, you know, on the bottom, maybe some update there or something, you know.
So we always have generally physio and a doctor with the backpack on, just in case there's any medication needed. And a physio who's a bit more hands-on.
Holding from the bottom, you know, sitting there,
Such a big guy, 1.93 is Mensik. And there he is, you can just see the right leg just shaking it out. Not happy with the toe there. That's the first one.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Mensik is taking a medical timeout.
So a few running repairs for Jakub Mensik. What's going on there, Rob? Give us a rundown. You're in the training room a lot.
That's a stab, but I'll take it. Here we see the ATP physio Graham putting on, not sure what it's actually called, but it's glue.
The sticky stuff.
Sticky stuff. Yes, the sticky stuff, which if you don't put that on, every single piece of tape will come off you because of how much you sweat and how much every joint just moves when you're playing, especially now with the foot and how you're sliding. So you have to put that on. It's very, very sticky, and you need tape removal to get it off. But this is, unless he has a blister, this is pretty normal procedure. A lot of people tape their toes. A lot of players tape their toes to protect them. But since he was complaining about it and needed to tape it, I figure there's got to be a blister situation going on there.
It's Davidovich Fokina's coach, Davide Sanchez.
He absolutely destroyed me in a challenger in Poland in another lifetime. I thought I had it was a big challenger, $150,000 challenger, and I had done really well. And then I played him, and I thought, like, well, that's a good draw for me. And I think I got 2 games.
There's levels, different levels out there. Sometimes you don't realize it, eh?
Yeah.
That's why we so often speak about sporting culture. If you come from a country where you have, you know, deep sporting culture, in that instance Spain, the number of players they have. If you're a top player in Spain, then it generally translates to being a top player in the world. You come from South Africa now, or say Sweden now, they're not what they were in the 80s. It's a little different. You might be a big fish in your own country, but there's a lot of players out there who can play some serious ball.
When it's an international sport, it doesn't really matter how good you are in your country if you want to reach the top. It really has to be a really strong country for it to matter then.
The Czech men are coming along quite nicely. We've got 3 guys inside the top 100 now. Thomas Mahach. We've got this guy, Jakub Mensik. We've got Yuri Lahechka.
All very interesting to watch, I would say. It's just too good. There's nothing wrong from Mensik, really. Maybe he can get this approach a little bit more wide, but if this is how you lose points, then too good. Take your hat off.
Love steady.
Just flexing that leg.
He feels he can't really push off as much as he wants. But now's the time to ignore that. Too much at stake. I think Davidovich Fokina knows that. I think he's sensing it, that this could be a shift in the momentum.
Going through an uncomfortable period now. Previous service game had to fight off a couple of break points, the first of the match. And now again here, finds himself in a spot of bother. Well, a couple of good, meaningful returns, but he's been helped out by Mensik.
Fokina leads 5 games.
He's been knocking on the door. He's finally made a breakthrough.
Mensik also starting to show some negative body language. Missing a first serve, shaking his head. Have to stop doing that, because Davidovich Fokina has proven that he can come back from this scoreline.
did in his previous round. In case you were wondering what Rob was alluding to.
Love 15.
Against Felix Auger-Aliassime, a champion of Adelaide. Lost the opening 2 sets and then bounced back with considerable aplomb. In fact, that was the first time he's ever won from 2 sets to love down.
Love 30.
There's been a lot of talk with the coach's box from Davidovich Fokina. Searching for anything that can help him.
Forged and steal that backhand.
Love 40.
And the frustration now suddenly, just a moment, is on the other side of the net. Three break points for the young Czech.
Let first throw. $15-40.
Overcooked it. That's a smart dropper from Davidovich Fokina. Testing Mensik's movement. Making him hurt more if he can. You're not friends out here. You're enemies.
2 saved, 1 to go still. Well. He's had a fair few looks at break points in this match.
He's not been great at converting them.
Especially so in this set. He's 0 for 5, 2 for 15.
It's not a good number, Robbie.
Nope. Even I know that's a failing grade. It's more like it.
Deuce. Advantage Mensik.
There's always drama if he misses a shot.
Felt he went for too much there. Could have gone for the angle more and He's too much power.
Another chance to break. Get back on track. It's just brilliant.
Deuce.
He's done pretty well. Unfortunately, those break points that Mensik did convert on were one in each of the opening sets, or opening 2 sets, I should say.
That is a great shot. I always think if you're not in a good position to hit a passing shot, you shouldn't. Just dip it down, just like this, and even if that goes over, you have a good chance of passing on the next one. That's not easy to deal with.
7th chance to break in the set.
Yeah, Mensik.
He's back in business, and we are back on serve here in the 3rd. It's 5-4.
Davidovich Fokina leads 5 games to 4.
To ponder on this change of ends. He's not out of the woods yet. He's done well to avoid going into a 4th set.
Time.
Well, the weekend is fast approaching, and if you've got a half day on a Friday, there's no better place to be than here at Melbourne Park. We're at the Kia Arena, and we're well into the Australian Open of 2025. It's day 6 of our live coverage. Seeing one of the bright young stars of the sport, Jakub Mensik, taking on Alejandro Davidovich Fokina. He's got some new treads there, has Jakub Mensik, by the looks of things, Rob.
Yeah, the coach gave it to him. Maybe that's all they needed. Not sure he had to take that volley, but
30-15.
if you can end up on Instagram, why not?
A bit of balletic beauty in that backhand volley.
Let's first serve. And Mensik.
It's just what you want. And they're almost
5 games all.
120 minutes now in the making, this one.
That's obviously the game you want when you're serving, when the past two you've had break points against you. Feel like you're coming back into your rhythm.
Oh, that's nice.
It's too good.
Podge.
That's what it was, right?
Love 15.
That's what the Czech players like to say. Licking the line.
Gotta be careful here.
Love 30.
Davidovich Fokina. It's a very risky shot to change direction on. It's coming too fast at you. It's the old faithful right there. Slider serve into the open court, come in.
15-30.
Such a well-rehearsed pattern of play, that, isn't it?
It's a stat I would like to see.
Yeah.
Win and loss ratio on that.
Well, just a moment ago, he was serving to take us to a fourth set. Now he's facing more break points to avoid going out of the tournament. Mensik still got to try and serve it out, though, but he'd love to break here, right now. Just caught him a couple of times. Jakub not getting down low enough. He's a big unit, but normally so disciplined on that backhand side. Mensik breaks in back-to-back games, and after the break,
6 games to
he will come and serve for a place in the fourth round. Well, what do you make of Mensik's performance today, and give us a score for him out of 10?
I mean, if you take out the toe debacle and the service game he actually lost, I mean, I don't see that even put a foot wrong until then. He's high 8s for me in the performance. If you take out that 1-2 games, honestly, he's been high class. The only thing you really can complain about is his breakpoint conversion, obviously. 4 out of 19.
Serving for the match. Always a nice start.
Been very clutch serving out the sets. That I have to give him.
Thank you, sir. Throw it back. Yeah, thanks. $39. 30-15.
It's got to be nerves, Robbie.
Well, he's trying to do something that he has never done before. Make it to the round of 16 at a major for the first time. Zealous, not for the first time.
It's 128 km/h second serve.
30 all.
It's not comfortable on the second serve at the moment, that's for sure. I think he tries to... Yeah, doesn't see the angle. Maybe tries to go through him. Hit him even.
First serves here. This has been a horrible game. Lost 3 points.
30-40.
There's a desperate need of a first serve.
Just putting it mildly, Robbie.
The side that can break down under pressure for Mensik, and we saw it as clear as daylight there.
6 games all.
Just like that, Davidovich Fokina is alive in this contest. It was a poor game, really poor game from 30 love up. Way too many unforced errors. What now?
Test of character here for the 19-year-old.
1-0.
See how he's going to respond. Because games like that are the ones you never forget for the rest of your life. You will always remember serving for matches, and if you make the unforced errors like that, they actually stick with you for the rest of your life.
Of course, we both know there'll be a lot of players watching in the locker room on some of the screens there, and they take note of what cracks under pressure. They have a little word or two with their coach or their fellow countrymen.
That's absolutely correct.
It's a great response.
Unbelievable to hit this backhand from
2-1 Mensik.
that far in and that short with that much power. It's a phenomenal response.
Mensik.
Brilliant pass.
And again, it's the first one that sets him up. Play the first one on your opponent's feet. Ask the question. Be ready to move in, and you have a much easier task in passing on that one than the first one. Just enough.
To Mensik.
He's put forth a lot of effort. Remember, he had to come back from 2 sets to love down in the previous round against Felix Auger-Aliassime, the Davidovich Fokina. I just wonder how much that has affected him today. Seems to be moving well, but you just never know. Plenty of props to the young man that he is playing. He's had all the angles and answers.
Let's. 4-3, Mensik.
Davidovich Fokina's done a good job. Just giving him a steady diet of forehands. Rushed him there. As you like.
The approach is very smart, coming down the middle, not giving any angles for the first pass, but Mensik did the right thing, just went straight back at him, asked the question, and got an easier reply.
Mensik.
What he would give now for 2 unreturned serves. First serve percentage in this set for Mensik is well below the previous 2. It'd be a good time to defy the odds. almost too much time.
Five all.
I think he's got the old chopper grip here, hasn't he?
I almost feel he could hit that first backhand. It's high enough. Can't find a first serve.
Mensik.
Oh, it's been highly entertaining. Good all-court tennis from both. They've showcased a full skill set. But we've arrived at match point for Mensik.
Would you believe it?
That's incredible.
Mensik really decelled on that first backhand in that point. Had the time to hit and just really pushed it in.
I mean, a lot of other players would have given up on that net call, but not this guy.
Not when you're that fast.
And then still to do something so meaningful once you get there.
Yeah, no, he's a great athlete. Great athlete.
One match point saved.
Mensik is at 49% first serve in. It's not a territory you want to be in for this set.
That's more like it. He's given that one the full treatment. Knocked the fluff with it.
7-6. Mensik.
And that's the first time his player box has stood up. They know how important this is to get this done in 3.
At the nets from the Spaniard.
Seven all.
How good was that? What are the net points won in this set for Davidovich Fokina? 18 of 22. Impressive. He is not done yet.
Davidovich Fokina.
Davidovich Fokina, absolutely the more offensive player in this tiebreak. Mensik giving the thumbs up to his box about his serve. He's obviously not happy about it.
Set point.
Davidovich Fokina.
Davidovich Fokina sends the fans into a frenzy.
Mensik leads.
He saves 2 match
2 sets
points
to 1.
and bags the 3rd.
Davidovich Fokina sending the message. First point of the 4th set, he is gonna keep coming in, putting pressure on Mensik.
Mensik's played some long matches in his life. He's played a long one here in particular, the finals of the junior boys. I remember it so well because I commentated on it, Rob. The 2022 final that he lost actually to Bruno Kuzuhara.
From America, right?
Mm-hmm. And it was one of the most brutal finishes to a match I've ever seen because he was going into full body cramps right at the end of it. He was serving to stay in it. It was either 4-5 or 5-6 if memory serves, and he couldn't push up, couldn't serve.
I think I read more about that, how he calls it an unbelievable experience because of it. He obviously doesn't want to experience the full body cramp again. So he started taking training very seriously.
Okay, we're up and running in the 4th.
First game.
It's fascinating how tennis and the scoreline is. He's cruising on his serve, takes 4 seconds per service game to win, and then just at the end, at the finish line, everything starts falling apart.
Amazing, huh? The other one is 2 sets to love. The other guy is the one who should be worrying. He's about to get kicked out of the tournament. The terracotta color roof there is Margaret Court Arena. Centerpiece, Rod Laver Arena. So well, doesn't he, Rob? Taking the ball early, down the line, and coming in behind it.
I'd like to see their practice, see how much they work on redirecting, or if it's just something that has come natural through his junior tennis into his professional career.
49. $40-15. New balls, please.
Okay, both players with the good, strong service holds. And I think they might just switch out the rackets that they're playing with for
One game.
a racket with some fresh strings. Let's get this battle on. Equipment is such a personal thing, isn't it, Rob? What do we got there? What do we got there? What are the strings there?
You want me to say that from here?
Come on.
I mean, obviously everybody tests a lot normally in an off season, see what strings they want or racket they want, but it's pretty much normal now to change your racket when the new balls comes in, because especially this Dunlop ball, it is very, very fast when it's new, and then it fluffs up fairly quick, and then the rallies get longer. But these first couple of games with the new balls, it's a bit of a different type of tennis that's being played. It's much tougher to keep the ball in, so you want a tighter string to get a little bit more control. Tighter tension, I should say.
Both players actually thought it was a let. They both looked at each other, looked towards the chair umpire, kind of shook their heads. Electronic net device. Sensor didn't pick it up. Well, that's like a 60-second special.
The Roger special.
Yep.
Mensik leads 2-1.
2-1. Full set.
The string again.
Time.
It's the CBD in the background, just a short walk away from Melbourne Park. Grab a good cup of Java on the early morning walk in. So many good coffee shops here. Lovely way to start your daily trip to Melbourne Park and enjoy the very best tennis players on the planet plying their trade.
I feel like that's where you can get Mensik a little bit, when you really pull them out wide on the forehand. Doesn't look as comfortable there as anywhere else on the court.
It's about that time of the evening now, Rob, where a nice lemon ace might be the order of the day.
Can we have some of them here? Is that allowed?
Might loosen up our lips too much. Yeah, the Lemonade is the drink of choice at the Australian Open. Because partnered together with Grey Goose, one of the sponsors of the event. Got to get your selfie with one of those.
I'm not a selfie guy. It's the one picture I don't like.
Okay.
I'm saving the rest of the world for selfies of me.
Described as a zesty blend of flavors. Yeah, there it is. It captures the spirit of the Australian summer. That works just fine. Cheers.
Seems to work for them as well.
Yeah, Davidovich Fokina.
Yeah, so the honey juice has got some competition in New York. And the flavor of the lemonade.
2 games off.
I mean, it's become a thing in the Grand Slams, right? I mean, the numbers for the honey deuce in New York is mind-boggling. I'm sure you can find that out. I don't have it. But when I heard it last year when we all were in New York, that was just, that's the business you should have.
15 love.
Yeah, almost 550,000 of them were sold.
And the revenue? $12.8 million for a drink during 2 weeks. I'll be okay with that. US dollars, right, too?
Yeah, let's not make that mistake.
Yeah.
Come on, let's sell more of those here. That's the goal. The goal for Jakub is to continue to hold serve so comfortably.
40 love.
Has he lost a point on serve? Yes.
Yeah,
Just the one.
first one as far as I know.
Yeah.
That's just not a smart shot. When it comes rifled at you in the corner to then go line. But if you're ever going to do it, I guess is when you 40 love up on your serve.
So halfway through this set is Mensik as he sits down with a 3-2 lead. So many good spots you can hang out, and this certainly is one of them, the Kia Arena. Got plenty of overhang, so it keeps the volume somewhat contained in the stadium. And that there is the Grand Slam Oval.
Looks like a
hive of activity. Sorry, Rod.
Looks like a good time to me.
Yeah. This is the time to get stuck into some amber fortification if that's your drink of choice, or even better, a lemonade. The orange drink in the background there is not too bad either.
this where it's happening, Robbie?
Love 30.
Oh, I'll tell you what, that third set was toing and froing a lot. A little loath to make any predictions.
Fair enough. The old faithful. Out wide.
15-30.
Change direction, come in.
It's the 44th time he's come in. And he's been successful on 34 occasions.
That's unbelievable.
It's great numbers. Same against Felix. He came in a lot when he beat him in the previous round. 46 in total.
And he's coming in on the right ones all the time. It's not like it's a chance or a risk. He's doing the right thing all the time. Oh wow.
That's very right. That's right on.
Come in off of that if you can.
15-40.
The coach is saying, why didn't you do that when you had the 2 match points? That was indeed the case in that third set tiebreak for Jakub. He's got 2 break points though now. Perfectly executed short ball.
Let's see what happens now. According to my notes, Davidovich Fokina hasn't served a single wide serve on break point on the ad side. So you would hope, as a player, you'd feel that and then just give him the wide, which he's always going to hit an ace at now.
Rushes him there every time.
Deuce.
That's impressive. 17 of 21 break points saved.
Advantage, Davidovich Fokina.
Some good tennis.
Davidovich Fokina.
Outrageously good. And the pantheon of great shots.
3 games all.
This one coming up from Davidovich Fokina is right up there. The vision, the execution, and the athleticism is off the charts.
That's too good. Avoiding ball boys and ball girls.
And perhaps most importantly, avoiding getting broken, Rob. He's got a pep in his step now, and you can understand why. He's been inspired by that point.
Break a string off of that too.
15-30.
It's not supposed to go in. Full swing.
No way.
Broken string.
Left. Second serve.
He just holding his position on the baseline. I mean, your footwork has to be incredible, and his is. He's got the speed to do it.
The arm as well. You got to have such a fast arm to deal with the deep balls.
Yeah.
You can't slow down.
There is no slowing down. After fighting off a break point. It's Davidovich Fokina who breaks to lead 4-3 in the fourth. It's game on.
So if I'm Mensik here, I know that I have so many break points. I got all these opportunities. I mean, if I get a cushion of two, like a 15-40, I'm deciding one of these ones, I'm just going to swing. I'm just going to go. When the percentage is so against you, I feel like you can't just think that you're going to just play yourself into a break. Just change the rhythm a little bit. Go for it.
I mean, even if it's reckless.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Be reckless.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. Just go against your safety. Just one time. You've had so many opportunities. It hasn't worked. Just red line one.
Okay.
Send a message even.
Absolutely. Never get tired of that view. It's the place to be in January. If you're a lover of sports, catch Boxing Day tests in the background at the MCG, and then make sure you stay for the Australian Open. Nip over to Sydney for New Year, but this is where you want to be when the New Year gets underway. The majors, there aren't only great sporting spectacles, it's just occasions.
Experience.
Yeah.
It's not just to watch the matches, but to be at the Grand Slam Oval, or is that what it's called again?
That's one of them.
Yeah. Just hang out. People from all over the world with the same passion. You should get along.
This guy's shown plenty of passion. Remember, he saved 2 match points in that second set tiebreak.
15 love.
He was looking awfully frustrated towards the tail end of that third set.
Complaining after every point to his box.
Yep.
Not so much now. I think Mensik is already in the 5th mentally.
Just lifted up his foot again there, hasn't he?
Yeah, he had a bit of a nasty slip there on that first backhand. The angle of the knee looked a bit uncomfortable as well. I don't know if we're going to get to see that again.
It's mesmerizing. The serve +1 has been just awesome.
Davidovich Fokina leads 5 games to 3.
He's so quick to recover out of the serve. Even if the return's coming at him quickly, he gives up no ground on the baseline.
Got him back with his own medicine.
15 love.
One back behind.
Fault. 15 all.
Just a different energy to this match now. Tables are turning.
Fault. (30-15). (40-15). Again, Mensik. Davidovich Fokina
Okay.
leads 5 games to 4.
Interesting times now at 5-4 in the 4th.
Time.
What a vibrant scene that is. Weekend is well underway as these two gentlemen For almost 3 hours they've been going at it hammer and tongs. And Davidovich Fokina looking to square things up here at 2 sets apiece.
Ready.
Having saved 2 match points almost 40 minutes ago.
As a Spaniard, he is very compact at the net.
I told you the story when I first saw him in juniors, right? Couldn't believe I saw this young kid who ended up winning Junior Wimbledon. This must have been the 2nd or 3rd round. Crushing returns of serve, coming in, he served and volleyed. And then looked on the scoreboard. Only to see that he was a Spaniard and playing the way he plays.
30 love.
Exactly as you suggest, Rob.
Must have grown up in the Feli Lopez school of tennis in Spain. Except less slicing.
It's nice. Raised about 10 kilometers away from Malaga, actually, to
30-15.
Swedish-Russian father and a Russian mother. Of course, his dad was a former boxer.
Well, we can claim him.
There's a little bit of Swede in him.
Huh. I like him so much better now. Body serve on the outside has been very effective for him.
He has fought his way to set points. And could Davidovich Fokina produce another miracle in Melbourne?
6 games.
Well, he has come back from 2 sets to love down in the previous match, and he's on track to do it here.
This is new, throwing in a couple of slices, or quite a few of them.
Love 15.
Unfortunately for Mensik, his 5-set record ain't great. He's played in 4 of them. He's only 1-1. Got it on a string, hasn't he?
He's doing what he wants right now.
Love 30.
That's always a good play. You hit the drop or have him moving forward, and they have to keep moving forward to break. They can't stop on a dime, and then the lob is wide open.
So we've had our first podge from Mensik. Come on, in Czech. It's almost a stock standard these days, not only for the Spaniard, but for so many other players that have adopted that phrase.
after all that work. It's so funny often that happens when you're stretched for a couple of shots and then you actually have the easy one to get back in the point. Or you make a simple mistake.
He's given him a full run around in the last hour and a bit. Sent him from coast to coast. And then forced him to move forward, Rob.
There's been quite a few drop shots in the later stages of this match.
And for the first time in this match, Davidovich Fokina has got the lead. And he looks inspired, invigorated.
Only took him 3 hours as well.
He's been industrious and he's stuck around. That's all you can do. Just keep asking the question. You never know what might happen.
It's not how you start. It's how you finish.
Given the fact that Davidovich Fokina has played from behind for just about the entirety of this match now, it's going to be interesting to see if that affects him now that he's got the lead, Rob.
Yeah, it's a different mindset. All of a sudden, it's you. Now Davidovich Fokina sees the finish line. And then, are you going to change something, or are you going to be clear-headed enough to continue with what's been working?
Clear-headed and Davidovich Fokina don't always go hand in hand, do they?
Very, very true. He's he can be pretty hot-headed, and I've seen him almost throw some matches, but I haven't seen any of that here.
Started to break down from Mensik.
It's too many errors coming.
30 love.
And if he wanted to come in, the shot before that was the one he should have gone in on. This is where it's easy to find excuses that it's not your day, but you really can't always listen to what you tell yourself. body serve again.
40-15. Cain, Davidovich Fokina.
Body language not ideal.
No, it's been coming for a couple of sets now. Even in the change of ends, he started talking to his box, and obviously not in a positive manner.
And the guy he's playing against got a good record in 5-setters. He's in the positive. He's won 8, lost 7, and fresh off one last round. First, come from behind. 2 sets to love down.
Yeah, if you don't believe in a 5th set, how are you ever going to pull them off?
Love 15.
Uh-oh. Great use of the soft skills to stay in the rally.
Trusting his wheels. Feels like he's going to get to everything right now.
He's made it! That could be definitive.
That can't touch by much. He didn't even know it. He didn't even know it.
Oh, geometric perfection. And the comeback is very much on now. 3-love.
Time.
What a turnaround this has been.
What's going to happen now?
I mean, as impressed as I've been with Mensik this whole match, he's still trying to do something he's never done before, so it's a big moment, right? And then to kind of show this body language and slap too much and not really stick to his game plan, it's a little bit disappointing to see, but We can't know everything when we're 19 years old, I guess. That's ridiculous. Told you it was fast.
Well, that's about as much joy as that football fan has had in a long time. Fortunately, he's backing this guy. And Fuego at the moment. Good if his down the line passing shots been today.
He hasn't missed many, has he?
He's just got the spin control bang on.
It's so tough as a net player when you have that thing going away from you, then curling back in behind you. Can't touch it.
Davidovich Fokina.
Well, he can't be feeling too good about himself now, and I think this image sums it up right here. But keep an eye on Jakub.
Buried his head in the towel in the changeover as well. Do anything wrong.
Love 15.
How about the creativity? So often in this sport, whenever you reach milestones, you've got to do something quite extraordinary, something generally that you've never done before. And for Davidovich Fokina here in Australia, it was coming back from 2 sets to love down in his previous match. To make the third round and get his best ever results here at the Australian Open. And similarly, if he wants to go one better and make it to the fourth round here for the very first time, he would have done something extraordinary.
Mensik is 36% first serve in for this set. That's not how you win matches.
.40-30 it is. So Mensik is up and running finally in the fifth. He is looking a little dejected. An hour ago he had a match point. Now he's staring defeat in the eyes.
down the line passing shot so good. As soon as he hits it, he can cover. He knows he's going to cover the open court. There's really only one place the volleyer can hit that shot.
What I think is so good with it also is because he uses a bit of height to it.
Yeah.
And you know that too. Like if you're going to volley a little bit on stretch, you don't want to be high. You want to be below shoulder. And with this shot, you're going to have to stretch high as well, and it's much more difficult to control. So it's almost like a safe passing shot.
Well, it's not quite plain sailing down the Yarra River, but it's plain sailing in this fifth set for Davidovich Fokina. Boy, has he had to work hard to get to this position. Saved 2 match points in the third set tiebreak.
Thank you.
And what a massive turnaround this has been.
Round 15.
I was amazed how well players can hit the ball at the end of their range. Just testimony to their athleticism, dynamic balance.
Sloppy game all of a sudden. A couple of uncharacteristic
15-14.
mistakes for the last 2 sets from Davidovich Fokina.
Mensik.
Okay, things got a little bit more interesting now.
Nobody wants to win.
Davidovich Fokina leads 4 games 2-2.
He feels like he has a lifeline. It's the first loose game he has played in the last hour.
Crowd wants to see more.
15-love. 15-love.
Tennis. As much as Mensik was painting the lines in the first sets,
15 all.
Davidovich Fokina is really finding his range. Mensik's fastest second serve of the match, and that's what you get for it.
Turned with interest. Astonishing how the mind works. I mean, he looked exhausted, not moving with as much intensity as we used to seeing from Davidovich Fokina, but suddenly he is alive and well.
Adrenaline is an amazing thing, Robbie.
.30-40.
That should be enough, you would expect.
Surely.
Surely now. Davidovich Fokina will serve for a place in the fourth round after the break. It's 5-2. One of my favorite books is Endure by Alex Hutchinson. In that book, the subtitle is The Mind, the Body, and the Curiously Elastic Limits of Human Performance. And how you think you might have emptied your tank, but you still have a long way to go when you get your mind around what is actually possible. And he's going to do something that is quite extraordinary. You don't see it too often where a player would potentially come back from 2 sets to love down in back-to-back 5-setters.
Time.
Tommy Paul's been watching this from the massage bench.
Can he put the icing on the cake? Great start.
Such an amazing Spanish play they have. As soon as they see it's a slice, they just run around their forehand. Creates so much space.
Did not win 3 matches in a row at tour level last year. Davidovich Fokina. This would be the perfect way to start 2025.
Left. First serve. Love.
3 match points. 1 hour and 12 minutes ago, Mensik had a match point. Now it's Davidovich Fokina's time. And he seals the deal. Alejandro Davidovich Fokina, in back-to-back matches, comes back from 2 sets to love down to book his place in the 4th round of the Australian Open. For the very first time. You showed some good mental strength, says Jakub Mensik, and boy did he do just that. He gets the job done in 3.5 hours on the dot. 6-2 in the fifth.